So I've had a few subscribers over the last month. I think I'm up to a magic 7 subscribers on my new channel, and I'm really amazed that anybody subscribed. I know Will has, he's my mate, but I don't know, the content is, well, pretty mediocre at the moment. But I'm grateful for anybody that has subscribed. Thank you. Hopefully I'll start to put a few more other things up on the channel that aren't necessarily bike related, but majority of it will be bike related because that's my main passion. But there are other things I do that I've got involved in, that I've got enjoyment out of, that I keep hammering away at, that because when I originally named the channel, it was all about doing the miles, and I think I've explained that already, that everything, all my hobbies, mainly all my hobbies have involved doing the miles. Even music. When I used to gig, I was travelling all over Scotland, and you know, been as far as Wales and down to Newcastle, and all those things were you know, that seems like another lifetime now, but all that, you know, even though I was just playing music, it still required me to go to gigs and drive. And every hobby I've got, running, swimming, cycling, you know, walking, it's always been about doing the miles. And that was kind of the theme behind the channel. I decided not to just make it be a motorcycle channel, but maybe try and involve or include a bit more varied content. Even as a gamer, you know, I go onto my Xbox and I'm playing Forza and I'm doing miles, you know, so it just seems to be that's what my life is mainly about. But obviously the workshop's coming on quite well. I'm really pleased with the workshop. I've got the VFR back in there now, and just about to start the work on that. What I'm going to do with that is just give it a service, basically a proper full service, and overhaul the brakes and check the valves, and try and just go over any of the plastics and make sure that if they need any repairs or anything, I'll do that. I've also got the original seat hump for it, so I'm going to get that sorted as well. It's got the lugs broken on it, so I'm going to try and improvise something. Oh dear, somebody come in there. So I'm going to try and improvise something to repair that. So it's just wee jobs like that. It's and then once I get that out the way, it'll be project time. And I haven't spoken about what the project is, because I'm kind of just keeping that as a wee under the cover moment. I've also got been putting photographs up in the workshop just to try and sort of I had this idea of what I could put on the wall, and I haven't announced that yet and said what it is, you know, what it's all about, but it really is basically I've called it the Wall of Shame, and it's going to have all the bikes that I've owned. I haven't got them all up yet. That's the shameful thing. If you've looked at the recent video in the workshop, I think at that point I only had half them up, so there's a lot more to go up. And just a reminder of the journey that got me to where I am now, you know, and the choices I've made to change the direction I was in. I'm trying to get much more out of my motorcycling from a ownership point of view. You know, for a long time I was obsessed with having the latest and the greatest, and I went through a period of madness of chopping and changing, and all that will come out in the wash over time. I mean, I've been riding coming up for 43 years, you know, so I've been riding a long time, and I've had lots of bikes, a lot more than I should have had. But bikers, I always admire the people who buy a bike and are loyal to it and hold on to it and have a long history. And you see, if you read something like motorcycle mechanics and things like that, you'll see people posting up pictures or on Facebook, and it's a picture of them when they bought their bike in the 80s or whatever, and there's a picture of them today sitting on their bike, and you think, wow, you know, I admire people who have held on to their bikes and made the most of them. Degrees still. This is a nice wee out I'm enjoying today. I put tunes on. I went out to see John in Morvins and Alloa. Oh, not Alloa, it's Kirkcaldy, isn't it? Just before Alloa, really. I don't know if that area is classed as Alloa, but anyway, that's where I've been. And so I had my tunes on my helmet at that point. And then I thought, right, I'll put the camera on, try and capture a bit of today. And so far, I realised that I have been blethering a lot. So apologies. None of it that interesting. So are we going to go for it? Why not? Is running a bit, that's how cold it is. But the bike happily taking everything in its stride. Only me trying to get used to it is the only limitation, and I have got all the luggage on now, so just getting a feel for it. I'm also having to watch my speed, because this year I managed to pick up another 3 points, so I've got 6 points on my licence. It makes me sound like a hooligan, like a bad boy, but both times were just nothing, you know. Well, okay, the first time I was on my goal wing, I'd been out all day helping my boss move house. I was coming back for Dundee, I was tired, 7 o'clock at night, I overtook these cars that were moving slow. I wonder why they go so slow, and it was a 60-mile-an-hour road, and I must have you know, gone over by, I don't know, 68 mile an hour or something like that, overtaking them, and I got those 3 points, and that was 2 years, just over 2 years ago. So technically they're 3 years in next July. I know that after 3 years technically you don't really have to count them, but after 4 they stay on the database for 4, I think, and then with the insurance companies tend to hold on to them for 5. So anyway, I had those 3 points, and then just a month or so ago, but maybe more than a month ago, a couple of months ago, I went through to 2 wheels on my VTR. It turned out that I had a bit of a flat wheel, but chap there, Lloyd, blew it up for me and said take it easy going home. And it was a Sunday, and I was just kind of thinking, oh, I hope the tyre's going to stay up, and I was in that mode of I need to get home just in case. And just outside of coming out of 2 wheels, Peppermill Road, there is an average speed camera section, and that's where they got me, and I was doing, I think, 42, average 42 or something, and a 30. So fair enough. But on that one, the VTR, the clock was really hard to read on that bike, and you go on a bike like that, you try and do 30 mile an hour, you know, by feel, and it feels like you're crawling. So I just switched off, wasn't paying attention, and bang, I got another 3 points. So I am kind of like now a bit nervous about that, thinking, right, there's 6. If I get another 3, then I'm starting to get into the dangerous territory. So I am kind of watching what I'm doing and trying to keep my speeds down. It's very difficult, very difficult. I mean, I'm not somebody that manically speeds, you know, but you know, I might do 70, 80 on a 60 sometimes, and well, in town I do tend to generally try to behave, but you know, maybe in the past occasionally I've looked down and realised I'm doing 40, you know, but certainly on these kind of roads where the speed limit's 60, I might sometimes do 70-ish, but I am kind of now just not doing that, just switching off. I can't say that these are thick gloves, but the heat grips to me are mediocre. Will says his is roasting, but if I take the gloves off, they're reasonably warm, the grips. Maybe I need different gloves. And I realised I've been putting up videos that have all been like a blast from the past, because I've got quite a bit of video footage of the bikes I've had in the past, and I had one of the Tiger 800, and I had that in 2014, and I think the video I put up was maybe 2015, and I noticed that, Christ, it's the same bloody gloves. I can't believe I've had them that long. My God, they've done well. I mean, they're not busted or anything, but they are thick. Maybe that's why they've lasted so well, but they don't necessarily transmit the heat that well. I mean, I can feel the heat, but it's not roasting. I'm not thinking, oh, I've got to turn that down, you know, and I've got it on the highest setting. Heated seat, it's very good. The longer you're on the heated seat, the warmer it gets, and obviously I think maybe it just takes time. I've got a thick layer underneath these riding jeans, so it didn't feel as cosy as it did when I was up Kenmore, but I did have, instead of these big thick trousers under these riding jeans, I did have just a thin thermal, so I think the heat was getting through the layers a lot quicker, or getting to the thermal layer a lot easier than it's getting through my tracksuit bottoms. But now I'm feeling it now. It's definitely feeling toasty. It's lovely. The heated seat makes a big difference. But the heated grips, I'm not sure. I don't think they're that warm, personally. I definitely feel that the bike is as tall as it needs to be. I don't really need it any taller, especially with all the luggage on it. It's just nice to have it. Well done to Rosyth Rovers last night, beating Dunfermline 3-0. There's Starts Park, right there, Rosyth Rovers football ground. I'm originally from Kirkcaldy, and as a boy I used to go and watch the Rovers all the time. So I will always be a Rovers fan. But it's good to see them having a bit more consistency this season and doing a bit better. And of course an old rival town with Dunfermline. Ireland's family are all from Dunfermline, so there tends to be a bit of stick goes between us. So I've got the winning smile at the moment. So the seat is toasty roasty. I'm going to feel the grips once I get the once I stop and take my gloves off. Right, that's that for now then. I'll have a wee quick walk around the bike and let you see the bits and pieces. You can see I've got my phone, sat nav, got the cases on, top box with the protectors on the luggage. Put that down the side as well. Makes a huge difference to getting scuffed, and obviously I've got the heated seat. And the grips feel quite warm actually. These gloves just obviously don't let the heat through. Maybe that's been a common problem that I've had for a long time and not realised it. Anyway, I'm going to say bye for now. Beveridge Park, the rugby's on. Right, you take care. Maybe catch up later. Bye.